Hello everybody, this is Professor Jason Kim. At this video, we are going to learn how to subtract signed numbers. Subtraction is the inverse of addition. So when you have A minus B, we try to convert them every minus of two numbers as addition of inverse of the second one. So once we translate subtraction into addition, what's the beauty of that? You can apply addition rules because we learned the addition rule of signed numbers. So now, if we have a subtraction, we try to convert them into addition so we can apply the simple rules that we learned, we memorized the addition rule. So in that way, we can get the answer for subtraction as well. So A minus B is the same as A plus negative B. And then you apply addition rule. So let's look at the example. Subtract. Number 1, 7 minus 2. No signs. That means all positive. So positive 7, so that become 7 minus 2 actually become positive 7 minus positive 2 because there is no sign, so you just add a positive. And then you're using this inverse again. So that become positive 7, change them into plus, and then that become negative 2. So a lot of times we call this process as keep change concept. Okay? Because you are keeping the first term and then you are changing operator and then you change sign. So in short, we call this KCC or keep change. The purpose of keep change is change the minus operator to plus operator. So in that way, you can apply addition rules of signed numbers or signed numbers of addition rules, which is quite handy and it eliminates a lot of confusion. So what do we do? Every time there is a minus operator or a subtraction operator, you convert whole thing into keep change. You keep the first term and change the operator and change the sign. So now going back to number 1 again. So if you do number 1, 7 minus 2, the way you do is positive 7. You keep, first thing you do is you keep positive on both. And you keep the first one, positive 7, change the minus into plus, change the positive 2 as a negative 2. So now you have a different sign, addition of a different sign. So you apply the addition of different sign, which is get a subtraction, and then keep the bigger number sign, so end up with a positive 5. Okay? So 7 minus 2, everybody knows is positive 5. But how about 2 minus 7? So when you have a 2 minus 7, what you do is first you add a sign because there is no sign, and then you keep change operator, change the sign. So you're changing subtraction of positive 2 with a positive 7 into positive 2 plus negative 7. And then now you apply addition rules. So it's a two-step thing. So when you add a different sign, you subtract. So you subtract 7 and 2, and sign of a bigger number is negative. So final answer become negative 5. So you keep this process, or you keep memorizing, keep change every time there is a subtraction until you become really good at sign numbers. Number 3, how about negative 2 plus 7? When you have negative 2 plus 7, negative 2 minus 7. That's the third one, right? And this was the second one. So they try to confuse you, not giving a sign. So what you do is you add a sign when there is no, add addition sign when there is no sign at all. And whenever you see minus, you do keep change. So you keep negative 2, change the minus to plus, change the operator, and change the sign, positive 7 to negative 7. Okay. So negative 2 minus 7 become positive 2 plus negative 7. Does that make sense? Yeah, you do keep change. So you have to memorize that. Okay. So once you do keep change, now everything turn into addition of two sign number. So you apply that rule. Do you have a same sign or a different sign? You have a different sign. So you subtract bigger number minus small absolute value number. And then you keep the sign of bigger number, bigger absolute value, which is negative in this case. So that become negative 5. Okay. They say negative 9. So where did I make a mistake? Oh yeah, I made a mistake here. You're adding two same sign. So you're supposed to add instead of subtract. Because same sign you add, different sign you subtract. So when you do that, it becomes negative 9. So answer is negative 9. Now, number 4. How about negative 5? Oops. How about negative 5 minus 8? Well, 5 has a negative sign in, and 8 do not have any sign, so you put positive. And then you do keep change. So you keep the first one as it is, change the operator, minus operator to plus operator, and change positive 8 to negative 8. So you do keep change again. Keep change. Keep change. And now you do addition rule. Do you have the same sign or a different sign? Well, you have the same sign. So you add 5 with 8. And then which sign do we use? The bigger absolute value is 8 and it's negative. So final answer become negative of 5 plus 8, which is 13. So final answer become negative 13. Does this make sense? Okay, that's good. So what are we doing? We are converting every minus or subtraction of two number into every addition. Why? So we can use addition rules. Okay, what was the addition rule? Same sign you add, different sign you subtract. And keep the sign of bigger number. What was that? Same sign you add, different sign you subtract. What was that? Same sign you add, different sign you subtract, and keep the sign of bigger number. Yes, that was the addition rule. So now, can you do this exercise 8.1, which is subtraction of two numbers by doing keep change change? Okay. So pause the video, try this question, and then check your answer with the answer key at the end of the section. Okay, good. Pause the video and do your work. Thank you. Now, I'm sure everybody got correct the answer. Now let's do some more practice. Example 8.2, they say simplify. Okay. Now, so that's another way of do the operation. So number one, 7 minus negative 5. How do you simplify 7 minus negative 5? Well, you have a minus, right? So what do you do whenever you have a minus between two numbers? You apply keep change change. So you can have addition. So what's the beauty of having addition of two numbers? Well, addition, you know how to do it. You memorize the rule, right? Same sign you add, different sign you subtract. So that's what we're going to do. So 7 minus negative 5, you keep change, then it becomes 7 plus, because you keep 7, but actually it's a positive 7, right? Because when there is no sign, it's always positive. So you keep the first one, change the minus operator to addition operator, and change negative 5 to positive 5. So now you're ready to do the addition, right? Now, what is positive 7 and with a positive 5? Now, do we have a same sign? Now you have addition, so you apply addition rule. Do we have a same sign or a different sign? Same sign. So what do? You add. So you add the 7 with a 5. And then what sign do you keep? Well, they are all positive, but the bigger number has positive. So final answer become positive 7 plus 5. So what is 7 plus 5? 12. So you have a 12 with positive. So that's your final answer. Again, number 2, negative 7 minus 5. So whenever there is no sign, you always add the sign. So now it becomes negative 7 minus positive 5. And then you do keep change. So you keep negative 7, minus become plus, positive 5 become negative 5. And now you apply the addition rule because now they minus become plus. Subtraction become addition. So you apply addition rule. Do you have a same sign or a different sign? Same sign because negative 7 with a negative 5. So you same sign you add. So add 7 and 5, and which become a 12. But the sign, the bigger number, bigger absolute value number, which is 7, has negative on it. So you keep the sign of negative. So the answer become negative 12. Does everybody understand that? How about number 3? 8 minus negative 7. Again, first thing you do is you add a sign for 8 because 8 has no sign, so you put positive 8. Now, second thing you do is you do keep change. You keep positive 8, you change minus to plus, and you do negative 7 to positive 7. and then you apply addition rules. Do we have the same sign or a different sign? Same sign. So you add 8 and 7, which become 15, and bigger number has positive. So final answer become positive 15. Does this make sense? Yeah, that's good. You understand this now. Keep change every time there is a minus. Okay. So number 4. How about negative 7 minus negative a minus negative 7? So you keep the negative 8, you change minus to plus, you change negative 7 to positive 7. So what do? We do KCC, keep change. Now it's addition, and we are master of addition of two numbers. Do we have the same sign? No, we have a different sign. So what do you do when you have an addition of two different signs? Same sign you add, different sign you subtract. So you subtract 8 minus 7, which is 1, and the sign become negative. Okay, because bigger number has a negative. So final answer become negative 1. Anybody have any question? Oh, nobody have a question. Okay, that's good. That means you master this. Master what? Whenever there is a subtraction, you change that into addition of two numbers. Okay. Whenever there is a subtraction of two numbers, you change them into addition of two numbers. Why? So we can apply the rule of additions. Okay. Now, everybody try the exercise. See if you can handle this, the 4 of them. So pause the video and do this exercise and check your answer with the answer key, solution key at the end of each section. Okay, pause the video now. Now, next example is a subtraction of sign numbers. And practice of it. So if you can handle that, please do that, as well as subtraction of decimal numbers. So read that and do some practices. Now, next thing you need to know is like a wording. Whenever you have a subtract from, so for example, number 1, subtract 2 from 5. The from is a keywords, so you always, whatever after from, you write it first. So that become 5 subtract 2. So what you do is whenever you have a subtract from some number, you translate that sentence into this expression, and then you do the subtraction of two numbers, okay? Which is keep change again, because whenever you have a subtraction, it will help you if you translate that into addition and apply addition rules. So subtract 2 from 5 means 5 minus 2, not 2 minus 5, because they are, the words from means using 5. Okay, so using 5, subtract 2, that's what they're saying. So when you have translate successfully, so 5 minus 2, now they don't have any sign, so you put the sign as a positive 2 positive 5 minus positive 2, and then you do keep change. So if you do keep change, positive 5 is positive 5, minus become plus, and positive 2 become negative 2. And then you apply same sign you add, different sign you subtract. Since you have a different sign, you subtract this 2, you got positive 3. Now, how about subtract 2 from negative 5? So again, because of the from, you write -5 first and -2. So 2 do not have any sign, so you change it to positive. And then you apply keep change because you need to translate minus into plus. So keep the first -5, change minus to plus, and then change +2 to -2. Okay, so now you have addition of same signs, right? Because -5 and -2. So what do you do when you have addition of same sign? Same sign you add and keep the bigger number sign. So you end up with a -7. Okay. Next one, how about subtract -2 from 5? So since you have a from, you write whatever after from first. So 5 minus -2. Since 5 do not have any sign, you add +5. Okay. And then you do keep change. So if you do keep change, it become +5 plus +2. Now you have a same sign or a different sign? You have same sign, so you add 5 and 2, keep the sign of bigger number, which is positive. Your final answer become +7. Anybody have any question? Yeah, good, great. Nobody have any question. Okay. Now number 4, subtract -2 from -5. So you translate this into -5 minus -2. And then you apply keep change. So when you do that, you got -5 plus +2. Okay. So do you have same sign or different sign? You have different sign. So what do you do? Whenever you have different sign, you subtract them. Okay. You subtract 5 minus 2, which is 2, and bigger number has negative, so you end up with -3. Okay. So anybody have any question? Okay. So if you don't have any question, then now let's do some practice. So try this 4 question. Okay. After you pause the video and check your answer with the answer solution key at the end of section. So please pause your video and do your problems. Okay. The following one is answer keys for this section. Okay, and that's it for today for subtraction of signed numbers. I will see you in next video. Thank you.